as a property investor or someone who's looking to grow their portfolio, get started in property investing, you know how it can be quite frustrating in terms of looking for a deal, analyzing a deal, knowing that this is a deal, and if you've been passed a deal by a property sourcer, something like that, someone's actually given you a deal, how you can appraise that, especially if you don't live in the actual city itself. Well, in this video, we're going to analyze, we're going to hit on all of those points and help you, the property investor, to make better choices or more informed choices moving forwards. So if you're watching this for the first time, you're new to the channel, my name is Azur Factor. I'm actually a property sourcer based here in Plymouth in Devon. I actually find investment properties for both myself and my clients all over the country. And we started up this channel, Successful Property Investment Secrets, as a resource tool for those people that are looking to expand their knowledge and have basically to be like sort of the #1 resource in terms of property investment to help you make more informed choices, better decisions, quicker and faster. So that's the point of this channel. So if you're the first time to the channel, please consider subscribing because it helps our channel to grow. And if you like the content that we're putting in these videos, then please do give us a thumbs up because it helps me to make more videos like this. So I actually have done a much longer video on Facebook Live on my Facebook page, which you can go and check out. And this is really just a summary video because I want to make it a lot shorter. That one went on. It was really in depth, and I want to make this one a lot shorter so it's more time efficient for those of you that are watching. So I'll just go over it. Basically, what happened is I saw through my different source and set techniques, I've actually found a 2-bedroom flat in a nice area in Plymouth. I already know the area and the sort of rent and things like that, and I went through in the larger video, which I may in fact put a link to in the cards above over here in the corner for you to go and see. And basically I've gone through, I've done sort of the kind of research to kind of prove it. And what I was looking at was first of all, you've got to consider if there's a couple of exit strategies, okay, when it comes to property, because people always say, what about Brexit, what about this, what about that, and it's coming from a position of sort of fear because you don't know, you only know what you know, right? So the idea is if you had something like, in this example, £37,000 to invest in property, or sorry, in the bank. If you left that in the bank for 1 year, the interest rate that the bank will give you at the moment is about 0.75%, roughly 1%. 1% of that is just under £400. That is what the bank would give you. So take that £37,000, leave it in the bank for 1 year, they'll give you £400 essentially. It's less than that, but £400. Now, if you wanted a better return on investment, how can you achieve that? One of the ways you can do that is put in an investment vehicle that outperforms what the bank's giving you at the moment. Bank's giving you 1%. So if you put an investment vehicle that gave you like a 3% return, that's pretty decent, right? In this example, we go through, I'm just trying to pull the figures up. In this example that we go through, the return on investment on that was 10.5%. And I'll kind of show you that in just a moment. Now, my background's a software engineer. I actually like those kind of gadgets and things like that, I suppose. But the reason I point that out is because I've actually had an app built just as part of one of my sort of other business that you can see here. And as I go into it, we were looking at in the large video, we're looking at this flat here. It's on at £80,000. So what we've done, we said, if we were to buy it at £80,000, it's actually going to sell for less than that. But if you buy it for £80,000 and had a refurbishment budget of £10,000, which you've got to put in here, we know that the rents in the area from the research we did on Rightmove, we know that the rents in the area, it's achievable it's possible to get rents of £650 per calendar month for the whole flat, and we know the legals are roughly £1,000. Let's say you were paying a sourcing fee of say £3,000 on this one, and then let's also say the stamp duty on this one was £2,400, which you go into the other video, it kind of shows you that. Now a healthy gearing loan to value is 75% loan to value on in general when it comes to buy to lets. So if you're looking at that 75% loan to value, you're going to put down a deposit of 25%, in this case it's 20 grand. what will your mortgage interest rate be? There's interest rates at less than 3% at the moment. However, to stress test it and see how things work should rates go up, stress testing at an interest rate of 4% on this particular one. When we've done all of that, we came up with some figures. Excuse me. And if I put that on the main screen, came up with some figures. If I make that a little less busy, come up with some figures. Hopefully you can kind of see this here. So what we've got is we've got the cash flow of £320 per calendar month. Hopefully you'll be able to see that quite nicely. Now, if you're wondering what on earth is he talking about cash flow, so what we do in terms of property is we take the rent of the property, which is £650 a month. We look at what are the, so that's the income of the property, and then we look at what are the expenses of the property, and the difference between the two, often referred to as profit, we refer to as cash flow. In this particular example, we said if you're doing an interest-only mortgage payments, that would be £200 a month. If you were to operate this property and remotely and have a letting agent involved, managing it for you, getting the tenants, sorting out the problems, all of that kind of headache, because you just want to put your money somewhere, forget about it, and come back later and do whatever it is you're going to do. In this example, it's £65, is 10% is the letting agent's fee, so that's £65 a month. And then I've got something called monthly operating expenses. You might refer to this as voids, it might be something else, but roughly 10% is considered the industry standard. So that's another £65. So all of your expenses, so you've got your rents minus all your expenses, the cash flow is £320 per calendar month on this one. And just get that up again. So that's £320 per calendar month, as you can kind of see on here. I'm not sure how well you can kind of see. I can't enlarge, unfortunately, on this particular thing, but you can see 650 minus 200 minus 65 minus 65 leaves you 320 a month. Now, what's your yield? That is basically your annual rents, which is 650 times 12, divided by what your purchase price was, which was £80,000. So that gives you a gross yield of about 9.8%, which is pretty decent on a single let property. A lot of times you're going to see double figures in yields when you're on HMOs. HMO is just a fancy way of saying shared accommodation. So things like student accommodation, having working professionals all living in the house like that. That's where you're going to get those figures. And on the large houses, the downside with that, with those properties, are you get more tenant churn. The upside is you get bigger cash flow. So the downside also is that those properties tend to cost more. And then the upside is you can kind of, if you've got one person not paying, typically if it's a 5-bedroom, you've got one person not paying, usually the other 4 people at least support the property. Whereas if you've got single let and that one tenant decides they're not going to pay, you've got zero income off that property. So there's swings and roundabouts, pros and cons with either one you're going to go with. And if you're wondering what's the best strategy to use for you, check out the other videos that I've got on this YouTube channel, because we kind of delve into the pros and cons of each one of the strategies and things like that. So when it comes to return on investment, here we've got 19%. I try and do true rate of return, which is really the annual cash flow of the property. Remember I said it's 320, so that works out to be just under £4,000 a year, with the amount that you actually paid. So that's 36,400 in this case. That works out as 10.5%. So consider this for a moment. If you had 36,400, so call it 37 grand. If you had 37 grand and you put it in the bank's going to give you 1%. 1% of that works out to be just under £400 for the year. If you put it into this kind of property like this, as I've shown you, you can actually end up with a 10% return on your money. And in the longer video, I actually talk about how you could buy it, refurbish the place, and then sell it again on the open market, and you could actually get around about 14,000. It was just under £14,000 if you did that. So if you consider the average annual salary is about £3,000, that's where people are trying to look to hit £3,000 a month. Sorry, £3,000 over a year is £36,000. If you're doing this type of thing, which is giving you roughly £14,000, that means 3 of those in 1 year is, more than the average salary, really. And you know, that type of property where you buy, it doesn't need that much work doing to it really, just to paint, fix, clean really. If you do that, you could actually flip it, which is buy, fix it up, resell it. And you could do that all within a couple of months. You know, that kind of building work would only take a couple of weeks to do. So you're looking at maybe 5 weeks or thereabouts to kind of do this with contingency. Get your builders in, turn it around, get it out there, put it back on the open market, get it sold. And, you know, if you did one of those every quarter, you could easily do 4 in a year. 4 in a year at 14 grand, you know, you're looking at, what's that, 30, 60,000. So just under, you know, 56,000, whatever. You know, you're looking at just under £60,000 from doing that. And it's all done remotely. You hire all the right team, the right people in place. If you don't know how to do that, use like a full service sourcer like myself. I have a team, will project manage it for you and all that kind of business. You've got the letting agent who will happily manage it for you. You've got that factored in your figures as well. Get all that done, sorted. You either keep it in your portfolio because it's a good renter, or you remortgage it, pull your money back out, and do it that way, or you sell it on the open market, as I said, and it can all be done remotely. You just really need to, if you've got the funds, you need to find the deals, and that is where someone like myself comes in. If you need help finding deals and you're open, you know, you're not geographically locked into an area, you're open, so long as the money, if it makes money, it makes sense, right? So if the numbers stack up and you're happy and you are looking for someone to do that, you know, I'm more, you're looking for opportunities. Maybe you've got your own build team and stuff like that. It's great because you drive the costs down, make more profit, right? But you're struggling to find the deals, and maybe it's because you don't have the time, because you've got a full-time job. Maybe it's because you don't have the expertise, the knowledge, the confidence, whatever the reason being, or maybe you just want to leverage the power of someone else who actually really knows what they're doing, really knows the local area, gets stuff like this all the time, and then you just want to tap into that. Then please do send me a message. You can comment below this video. You can go over to probably my Facebook page and send a comment there as well. And we'll have a meeting, and we can do it virtually like this through YouTube, through a Google Hangout, or Skype or whatever, or the old-fashioned way on the dog and bone. Just pick up the phone and we'll have a conversation. But book some time in my diary. First of all, send me a message either below this video, comment below this video, or send me a message on Facebook. Probably is one of the easy ones. Go to my Facebook page and send me a private message there, and we'll book some time into my diary for us to just have a chat and see how I might be able to help you on your property investment journey. So hopefully you've enjoyed this shortened down version of the video so far. I've kind of gone over the analysis of stuff. You found a property, you use Rightmove to find the comparables, and again I'll try and link to the video in this in the card section. So if you click the I button that pops up here, or even in the description probably as well, I'll link to it in the description in this video, and it's the full length version of this video. And it just goes through, as I said, how you sort of analyze stuff on Rightmove, how you look at the numbers, the comparables, how you look at you know what the rents are going to be, all that kind of good stuff, so you can do your own due diligence with confidence and know that when I actually have an investment opportunity in front of me, I can confidently check the numbers that the property investment sourcer is saying, and actually get a truer idea of them. And then I walk you through sort of my app sort of calculator, and you can do this all on spreadsheets. I just like the way this is visually done, and it allows me to do stuff real quick because I'm looking at stuff on so many opportunities, that more opportunities than I can handle is the reality of the situation. So I just need something that's fast and quick and visual, and that's what this kind of tool does. I had it built for myself. I'm not selling it. I'm not a guru or trainer or an expert or anything like those lines, but I do offer consultancy on things. You can certainly ask me about that, and I do certainly use my time, knowledge and expertise to work with investors like yourself who have got the funds but not necessarily as I said, the time, as it were, or the knowledge, experience, whatever, to actually go out and find these deals. And I basically partner with those people, and we split the profits basically. So if that sounds of interest to you, again, please do reach out to me. You can do it on Facebook, you can do it here on YouTube, and book a meeting in my diary. We'll have a quick chat, see how I can help you on your investment journey. And if I can't, I can certainly point you in the right direction of people that can. My name is Azure Thatcher. As I said, I am a property sourcer based in Plymouth in Devon. in the UK. I find investment properties for myself and for my clients, obviously, all over the place, all over the country, all over the UK, primarily in England, and to be fair, not so much Scotland or not so much Wales or Ireland, but real England, really. So, I hope you found this video useful. I'm going to try and do way more videos like this moving forwards. I'm probably going to do like a case study Wednesday, I think, where I'll be banging out once a week. I'll be banging out different case studies so you can see different angles. So this one was a flat. We're going to do like HMOs, because I know that's quite a thing at the moment. We're going to do rent-to-rent, service accommodation, that type of stuff, buy-to-lets, and just all different types of opportunities that are around, and kind of go from there. So if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to this channel by hitting the subscribe button, and make sure you smash that bell notification icon so you'll be notified anytime I'm putting out live content or new content onto the channel. If you know anyone that might find this useful, please do share it with them. And really, that's it for now, because the other video is way longer than this and really goes into things in a lot more detail, and I think you'll find it quite useful. And again, it's there's a link to this in the description below, and I'll try and stick it on one of the cards up here on the side. That's it from me. Until next time, invest with confidence, success, and hopefully you'll get that step closer to your financial freedom goals. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.